Alright, Day 8 on Days of Reimburse. War nerves against England. Adolf Hitler was relaxing in a mountain retreat in southern Germany, Black Forest, while he summoned his two principal military confidants, Generals Adolf General and William Kittel, staff, and humorless Kittel was chief of staff of the Okoboco and Little. General's function was to translate the Führer's decisions into military protection. Hitler had selected the two officers because they were known to be fearful but blindly loyal to the Supreme Commander. It was early July 1940. Hitler told Kittel and Jewell that they were to begin preparations immediately. Mid-October, a week later, Jewell and Kittel presented Hitler with an outline of an invasion plan, codenamed Sea Lion. After making a few minor changes, the Führer signed General Order No. 16, distributed to Vermont commanders. Since England, despite her hopeless military situation, still shows no fire and necessary to carry out an invasion of England, the aim of the operation will be to eliminate the English homeland as a base of carrying on the war with Germany. Preparation for the entire operation must be completed by mid-August 1940. Supreme Commander of the Wehrmacht. Hitler's instructions called for Sea Lion to be launched as soon as the Von Luftwaffe wiped out the much smaller Royal Air Force. Great Britain, a nation at bay, braced for the cross-channel onslaught. English defences were woefully weak. If they came, Prime Minister Winston Churchill gloomily told confidence, "We have to hit them over the heads with beer bottles because we have few other weapons." In the wake of the Führer's order, Joseph Goebbels, the Nazi propaganda genius, launched a war of nerves to combat and frighten the British home front. The determined Goebbels was known behind his back in Germany as the propaganda dwarf. Well, person, that's what I'll say. Sorry about the other one. Training and General Goebbels kicked off his war of nerves on August 12th. 2 months before Sea Lion would a Luftwaffe plane fly low at night over southern England and drop several containers by parachute onto an open pasture. As a result, the containers were discovered after daylight and local police rushed to the scene. They found two-way radio sets, explosives, lists of addresses of current English people, including Prime Minister Winston Churchill, and instructions to German spies on actions to take as soon as the invasion hit. And a similar scenario unfolded at the other locations in England. The parachute drops were poised to cause a plague of jitters on the home front by implying that there was a large and active Nazi spy apparatus in the island waiting for the signal to strike. British authorities kept these uh, episodes from the media, but the military's action Google's goal would of the parachute drops spread like wildfire by word of mouth. Actually, British Secret Service agents had rounded up several of the Burton of the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker had split optionals suspects. Goebbels used the radio to maximum advantage in his war of nerves. Broadcasting from Berlin, announcements would spark fluent, uncoded English and falsely claim that there were British citizens flock the airways with active to civilians, and Churchill hit it was indeed convinced British engineers urged to keep Zoltan largely as Persians would be cut rations and powerful Luftwaffe began all-out bombing the British cities. Those who go zany and highly dangerous, the on-road broadcast voice warned, they may go on murder rampages. Another authority voice was heard over Radio Berlin almost daily. It was identified of a permanent German physician who had once lived in England and who was interested only in reviving the suffering that would take place during the unprovoked reign of German bombs. Actually, a member of Universal staff, the Bernal doctor, played helpful on how to give first aid to those who would be hideously burned or mutilated. Goebbels knew the British civil defense officials had been warning the population to be on the lookout for German paratroopers who might try to support the invasion by draining out priests, nuns, or immigrant troops. So German broadcast approval propaganda soldiers would turn into a small cloud after he leaped from an airplane. Then little to so Goebbels applied and broadcast, being careful not to develop impact using it too often. One of these secret weapons said a German announcer would develop enormous parachutes far larger than yet known the propaganda air of England for 12 hours be literal clouds. The Berlin broadcasters warned the British that London was being concealed as a target of attack by another of the few secret weapons air troops. The devices would destroy piling the Israel. Knowing that the British signal were banged, that the Germans ever hurled, I had been first civil assault of the history warfare, although it is a success that the Fuhrer had rested in the Israel world instead of being to keep its secret had been using Israel success. Now Goebbels broadcast disclosed to the British for the first time how Urban Earl had fallen so rapidly it had been destroyed by the use of electric waves, a original weapon that was carried by right up the invasion of Great Britain. On the night of August 1st, British radar tracked a flight of Luftwaffe bombs that winged over southern England and continued towards London. It looked as though that this was the beginning of the promised massive air assault on Great Britain. Not a bomb was dropped. Instead, the aircraft into hundreds of thousands of leaflets printed in English and added a list of appeal to reason. This appeared to servant Britain through psychological warfare provide to be a failure. A general servant reaction of most of the British population. Old Hitler had come to our rescue. Where all the bloody turn here. Here showed us with toilet paper. That's the end of this chapter. To see a veteran, say thank you. Thank you for the veterans from World War II, so I can read this book and I can make these YouTube videos. Stay tuned for tomorrow's chapter.